real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiffs Ashley Scanador and her boyfriend Eric Northern say Ashley's mom, the defendant, never acted like she loved Ashley. And when Ashley told her they were having a baby, she wasn't excited at all. They're suing Ashley's mother for a car. Defendant Tamara Koval says the reason she wasn't happy about the pregnancy is because Ashley and Eric constantly have knockdown, drag-out fights that have resulted in hospital visits and visits from the police.
Let me hear from you all.
Okay, well, I'm not here to disrespect my mother. It's just I want you to know the relationship. Obviously, it's hard because it is my mother. But when I was a teenager, she used to call me a prostitute and she would kick me out and things would get violent between each other. And it's hard to hear that coming from your mom. It makes you feel like she doesn't care. And now that I'm having a baby, I understand, but I did things. I'm sure everybody does things Like I used to go out and party and want to hang out till late at night. And
At
you
what
shouldn't
age?
be doing 14, 15.
Stay out how late at night?
Till as late as I can fall asleep past curfew.
Like what?
Like bar closed, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
At 14?
Yes.
Yeah,
something I shouldn't have been doing.
Everybody doesn't do that. Most 14-year-olds, the overwhelming number of 14-year-olds do not stay at bars till after 2 a.m. So you're a little wrong about that. Go ahead. What
And they
else
also
did you
don't
do?
date 22-year-old men.
And she was dating a 22-year-old at 14?
Which it resulted in, I had him deported.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Now that I'm pregnant, there was no reaction from her. She wasn't excited. She wasn't happy. There was no reaction from her at all.
Why do you think that's the case?
I honestly, to tell you, I don't know. We live on our own. She does not support us, so there should be no reason for her not to be happy.
Okay, and you're not being abused?
No.
Okay. You all had a bad relationship all your life, you say?
Just about.
Starting at what age?
Well, before I was 14, 13, she used to, she would choose her boyfriend over me. So it was basically kind of my whole life.
Okay. All right. You want to give me some background before we get to the car she's suing you about?
When she was little, she was a good kid. There's nothing. I love my daughter dearly. There's nothing I couldn't say. As far as her being happy, okay, I have to accept this, but was I happy when I found out that she was pregnant? No. Why? Because these two fight continuously. I'm talking knockout, drag-out fights where blood is involved, stitches, going to hospitals, police being involved.
Yes. It was at one point. It's no longer like that.
It was at one point?
Right prior to this, he called me and said he was moving out. He did not want to support you no longer. And Eric, you did. And he said that by the end of August, he was going to be out of their apartment because he got tired of paying the cell phone and paying for everything, and she was not doing anything in the house.
Is that true?
No, sir.
You are lying.
Okay.
I have phone.
That's enough, man. Your daughter has admitted that at one point they were living very destructive lives, including physical altercations. So I can see how you would be concerned and don't think it was the right move to have a pregnancy with him. That's kind of what you're saying?
But it's to bring a baby into that relationship like that.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right. And anything else you want to say on the background before we get to the car?
She can't sit there and say I picked boyfriends over. Yes, I had some bad relationships. We all go through that as adults. If any of my boyfriends did anything to her, no.
Plaintiffs Ashley Scanador and her boyfriend Eric Northern are suing Ashley's mother, who claims Ashley and Eric have had several knockdown, drag-out fights, which led to bloodshed and hospital visits.
The cost of a car, how does she owe you?
Well, in March 2011, she asked to borrow the car that I had paid for from my tribal funds that I get because I'm Native American. On her way back home in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, she totaled the car. There was bad weather, but I know it might have had something to do with her being on the phone.
Was she negligent or did she agree to pay, either of the two or both?
After the incident occurred, we went and picked her up from Manitowoc, and she did agree that she would pay for the car.
The total amount?
Yes, of
All right.
$5,900.
Replacement value. You have anything that shows the replacement
Yes, I do. I
value?
have a piece of paper showing that.
$5,900?
Yes, I do.
Today you're only suing for $4,110. Does that mean she's paid some?
Yes, she has. She's made 3 payments.
Ma'am, let me hear from you.
Her and Eric did come and pick me up. Nothing was stated as far as the amount in the car. It was just said, the first thing, when she picked me up, she didn't even say, Mom, how are you? Mom, are you okay?
What kind of past the relationship issues? Did you agree to pay for the car that you totaled?
Yeah, but at that point, no amount
what's your
was
defense
discussed
today?
at that time.
What's your defense today? Change your mind?
No, I didn't change my mind.
So
I
why
just
are we
don't
here?
feel the car was at worth that. She's trying to have me pay for what she paid for the car, which they already had for like 6 months driving, so I don't feel, if anything, we were both
You have
held.
the value of the car?
Yes, I do.
We were
It's on the
both
back of
held
the
at,
title.
neither one of us had license, so the car shouldn't have been driven at
How
all.
much did
So
you
we
agree
should
to?
be
How
both
much
half
did you
that.
agree to pay her a particular amount?
Under distress, yeah.
What do you mean under
Because
distress?
they came the very next day,
Pardon me?
because I did tell them I would pay. I just didn't feel I needed to sign a note, because I was
But that's
paying.
what I'm trying to understand. You've changed your mind
After
about
being
paying them?
disrespected, yes.
After being disrespected, how?
She had text messaged me a message one day asking
Saying what?
She wanted me to leave my house keys so she could do laundry and to leave some money. I text messaged her back saying I didn't have any money that day. And the text message came back, I'm a hoe.
Your Honor, that is not true.
Yes, it was. It
Anyone
was on
have
the
that
phone.
text message?
It got erased somehow. My
Okay.
phone had
It was erased.
rebooted and
All right,
it
I'm gonna
erased. I
grant her
tried calling the
judgment,
phone
ma'am. I'm going to
company.
grant her judgment, $4,110. You agreed to pay for the car that you totaled. You signed an agreement to pay for the car that you totaled. You've paid some toward the car that you totaled. And your defense today is that she disrespected you by saying something derogatory on the text, which she denies.
But she
and you,
had stopped
and you
talking
can't
to me,
produce. Have a
period.
good day.
Thank you very much.
$4,110 for the plaintiff.
Well, I hope now that we're all past this, we can become closer because obviously this is your grandchild.
I just feel it's very wrong that a daughter would take their mother to court to sue for a car when it was an accident due to weather.